Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you how to remove the upper enclosure on the Comfort Line products STG-1 or CL250-C Spa Power Pack. This is actually a relatively simple process. There's a lot of rumors out there that these units are sealed and can only be serviced at the factory. Well, that is not the case. It's actually a relatively simple process. So let's get started. And I apologize for the lighting here, but this is what I've got, and this is what I've got to work with. So the first thing before we do anything else here, you'll notice on the top of the unit, around the two blower pipes, you're going to have two bushings here. These are called blower loop gasket O-rings. Basically, this is designed to seal out the inside of the power pack and make sure that no water can get in there. Now, there's a trick to removing these gaskets. Now, if for whatever reason you tear these gaskets or what have you, just let me know. If you're ordering something, I'll throw it in for you. If you've already bought something from me and you tore these gaskets trying to install them, just give me a heads up. I'll throw two of them in an envelope, stick a stamp on it, drop it in the mail, get it in a couple days. So we're going to start here with a pair of needle nose pliers. You're probably wondering, what the heck am I doing with these pliers? Well, we're going to stick them under the flange of this gasket. Now, this is a bit of a tricky process here. But once we get enough gasket material, we'll just kind of roll it in towards the pipe. Okay, and you just, once you've gotten a chunk of it out, just give it a good pull. Okay, that's one gasket out. You can see it's flanged. It fits pretty tightly in there. So we're going to set that down. I got lucky there, I didn't tear it. Okay, we're going to do the other one now. Same process. I'm going to turn the pack around. Now this unit, there's actually nothing wrong with this unit. This is actually my personal unit. I took the spa down because there was a tree that was about to fall on it. Alright, so we're going to stick our pliers in here. We've got a chunk of gasket, and we're going to roll it in towards the tube until the other half pops out. And then pull up. Oh, I don't want to tear this one, but you know, this one's kind of starting to tear on me a little bit, but it does happen. Once you get a chunk of it out, just gonna pull up. Okay, there we go. Now that gasket's a little worse for wear, but I could still reuse it, and that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so the seal has been broken. Now, I will tell you one thing. If you were to try to remove the upper enclosure without taking those gaskets off, it could be done, but basically what you're looking at is you need immense strength. Think grizzly bear. And you'd need a lot of Vaseline. So our second step here is going to be, we're going to flip our power pack upside down. Now let's go ahead and get a little bit of extra lighting in here. Well, actually, you know what? This is pretty straightforward. I don't think we're going to need the extra lighting. So you're going to have your heater area, your heater well. Let's say we put that heater well on the top. Just have your power pack positioned just like I've got mine. So we're going to take a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. And what we have here essentially are 5 screws that go around the perimeter of the enclosure. Those screws connect the lower enclosure of the power pack to the upper enclosure. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this screw here. Well, you know what? I need something better to point with because I don't think you guys can see. So we're going to use this weird looking paintbrush pen. Okay. This is one of our screws right down in there. This is the second screw right down in here. This is the third screw right down in here. This is the fourth screw right down in there. And then we've got our fifth screw right here. So we're going to go ahead and remove those screws. Ooh, they were in there pretty tight, that's for sure. Now what I actually recommend doing is using a long drill bit with Phillips on it. Magnetic, preferably, because you are going to have your unit flipped completely upside down when you take these screws out. And if they're rolling around in there, they could be a real bear to find. Okay, so we've got one screw out. We're going to go ahead and take the second screw out. This one here in the back corner by the hose connectors. Now, if these screws are damaged, get the best one and go to your local hardware store. They are kind of self-tapping screws. Any local hardware store ought to have these screws. Okay, we're on screw number 3. Now, for easier identification of these screws, these are the ones that have the circle around them. Plastic little circle goes around them, and there's 5 of them. They're the only ones that have that little shallow plastic circle. Okay, that's 3 out of 5 that we've got. Oops, that one doesn't want to go. I think it starts to strip. Yep, that one's starting to strip. So we'll grab something else. So what I've got here is a little tiny flathead slotted screwdriver. I'm going to try to fit that down in there. That's not doing it either. See, the thing is with these screws, if they've been exposed to the weather for a while, yeah, they do get a little rusty and they do tend to strip. But typically, if you apply enough pressure, you can get them to turn. And if you do experience strip screws, just take the screw once you get it out, take it to your local hardware store and buy a pack of them. They're pretty cheap. Well worth it. I can always send you some that I have as well if you need them. Okay, so we've got all 5 of our screws out now. We're going to flip the power pack back upright. Now, there, a word of caution here. You do not just want to yank the top off. There is a ribbon cable that connects this top side control board to the circuitry inside. So, I'm going to take the lid loose just kind of gently. We're hanging up here, actually. That's actually my fault because I forgot that you needed to take the filter lid off. This thing's stuck. That is one nasty filter. Okay. I will at some point be getting the filters for these, so don't worry too much about that. Now, so I should be able to do at this point is just kind of rock it off. So you get your filter bucket between your legs a little bit, and then you just push back slightly so that this part, this little flange that goes under the filter bucket, is actually outside of the flange when you pull up. So at this point, just be very gentle. You do not want to break that ribbon cable. Very gentle. See, it's kind of bundled up in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to feed that ribbon cable back, get it somewhere where we can sit the power pack lid down. In fact, alright, we're going to set this down here. Let water drain out. Okay. Yep, this is a bit of a tangle here. And this is how it can be sometimes. Okay. And that's it for removing the upper enclosure. It's a fairly straightforward process.